Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do something pretty easy because I don't know if you can tell by my lovely pimples that I am super stressed out. So surgery is tomorrow and I have not been able to focus on anything essentially because it's kind of nerve-wracking having surgery. For those of you who don't know, I am getting a cervical disc replacement tomorrow. Which when you're watching this, it'll probably be today. So sorry my videos have been so all over the place as far as consistency. I'm hoping that once this gets done, I'll feel a lot better and things will just kind of flow a little easier. But for now, it's like pulling teeth, trying to get all of the things in order in my life. So I've been a little bit spacey as far as the videos are concerned. So since I wanted to do something easy, I figured I would show you guys how I dermaplane. Now I know a lot of people like to dermaplane with the razors that you can use on your eyebrows, so like the ones with a little guard. I do not do that because I find that it's not super effective, so I use a scalpel. Well, before today I was actually using just a regular straight blade. But if you've ever used a safety razor or a straight blade, it's really, really easy. Like, it does all the work for you, so you don't have to press down. I think when you're talking about a scalpel, people just automatically assume you're gonna cut your face open, but you would have to like push down to like really cut yourself. So I figured I'd show you guys how to do that and like how I do it just to keep everything sanitary and to make sure that I get the best results I possibly can. So, without further ado, let's get started. First off, you don't have to use these because you should be cleaning your hands anyway, but I like to wear gloves. So these are just nitrile gloves. You will need cotton pads, rubbing alcohol, witch hazel or some sort of toner to use after, some sort of moisturizer. So I have this aloe gel that I'm going to put on under this moisturizer. You will need a scalpel or straight razor, whatever you're gonna use to dermaplane your face. So I have a scalpel here. I just changed the blade and I'm good to go. But just to show you guys what these blades look like, they come in a plastic container that has foil and it looks like a paper backing on the inside. So that's how it comes, and then you can leave it in as you're putting it into the scalpel, so everything stays really sterile. So this is a serum that I got from Amazon and I am going to use it right after I dermaplane because once you dermaplane, your skin is really ready to absorb products because you don't have that dry layer on top of it. So I am excited to try this guy. So first things first, you should have washed your face and you don't put any sort of moisturizer, serum, nothing on it. You're gonna take a cotton round and your alcohol, get it pretty generously damp, and then you're just gonna take that on your face. And that's not gonna feel good, it's alcohol, obviously. You might wanna avoid if you have any open pimples or anything that you've picked. You should avoid that anyway with the straight razor, but in general, you probably cannot hurt yourself that badly. So, but I'm gonna avoid the ones that are kind of raised just to make sure. You can do the same or you can live on the wild side. So this alcohol is just to take all of the moisture out of your skin so that any dry skin that's there is not laying down because you've put something on top of it. I know that this is sterile. If you're concerned about having touched it with your fingers or anything, you can always just soak it with your alcohol and then let it sit while you put on your gloves. So I've got my gloves on. You may want to try a couple of times on your arm just to kind of get the hang of it. It's really not that difficult, but if you're nervous, you're more likely to make mistakes, so just get a couple of swipes on your arm if you need to, just to make sure that you know how to handle the instrument. But I'm gonna get started. So you wanna pull your skin taut And what I'm doing is just taking the blade at about a 45-degree angle and I'm pulling up. You can do down too. I don't think it actually makes a difference. All right, we're getting some stuff. I don't know if you can see that. My skin is so light that you can't really see the flakes that are coming off, but we are getting there. And that 45-degree angle is really important. That's the only way you're actually gonna get the blade to do anything. Can you see that? Can you see all that yuck yuck? All right, get another of your cotton pads out and wipe it off from time to time. And like I said, it is really difficult to cut yourself with this, like, especially if you've been shaving your legs for, you know, how many years? You're probably not gonna hurt yourself. If you're concerned, you can always use the razors that, you know, you can get at any grocery or, you know, CVS, Walgreens, whatever. You can always use those that have the guard on them. I just don't think it works as well, but that is just my opinion. I don't know. Estheticians, you wanna chime in? What works best? Is there a difference? And I like to get this area of hyperpigmentation that I have too. Be really careful around your eyes, obviously. And I save my eyebrow area for last because I like to really pay attention to how close I'm getting to my eyebrows because I don't have many, so I want to keep the ones that I have. So frequently asked questions about this process is, won't your hair grow back thicker? The follicle is as thick as it's ever going to be, so the only thing shaving your face does is cut off the tapered strands. So it's not gonna get bigger, but you might notice it a little bit more until it grows all the way out. So you may get used to kind of the growing out process and wanna do this a little bit more often just because your makeup and your products go on better, but if you don't, it's not gonna take that long to grow out. So do not worry. Also, if you have really sensitive skin, obviously you're gonna wanna be careful with anything like this because it can cause inflammation if your skin is really, really sensitive. And in that case, if you have sensitive skin that like reacts poorly to pretty much everything, then you should be going to a dermatologist or an esthetician to do any service just to make sure you have the best products, that a professional is working on you, and that they have a way to calm your skin if something starts to happen. Since I'm going to basically be trapped in my house for a couple of weeks, I won't be able to drive or do anything. I decided that I was going to do a chemical peel since I have no reason to go anywhere anyway. So I figured as much prep as I can give my skin before the peel, the better. And I'll share my experience with you guys. I'm basically doing I'm doing a TCA peel, and basically the reason behind it is over the last 2 or 3 years, I don't know if it's just having been on medication or if it's like hormone changes, but my skin texture has been getting really, really bad, and it's at the point where it's noticeable, like even if I put on makeup. So I just want to take everything back to square one and see if I can fix it, which it might take a couple of peels to get that, but I think it's worth it if you know that it's going to give you results. Like this little guy, I know you can't really tell it's there, but I can tell it's there, just like some sun damage from pregnancy. And also just like, I had really bad acne when I was younger, so I don't have pock marks necessarily, but the scarring that I do have has gotten a little bit deeper with age, so I'm ready to take care of it. And if you can see, I was talking while I was doing that, and I poked myself with the end. That is about the most you're gonna get as far as injuries from this. Like, you really do have to try to cut yourself if you're using one of these. You have to put a good amount of pressure behind it. Moisturizer, and then we are done. It's really not that difficult using a scalpel. I was using just a razor blade, and that was kind of scary just because you have no handle and you're just kind of winging it, and your hand is like really close to your face so you can't see. But with the scalpel, it is a million times easier. The only thing you have to do is make sure that you're not in a position to be talking to people or to have people interrupt you, because then you get a little nick if you're not paying attention. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that if you're worried about cutting yourself while doing this, you're a little less frightened. Because if I can do it while I'm talking to people and gesticulating wildly, as I always do, and not hurt myself really bad, then I think you can do it. Just make sure you're not talking to anybody or moving your hands around, because that's when you get a nick. Really, when you think about it, when guys shave their face, they get nicks. It's not that big of a deal. Just try to make sure that you're really paying attention and that you're not pushing on the blade. That's the big thing. Just don't. If you hold it at a 45-degree angle and let the blade do its job by itself, just by the sheer weight of it, then you're gonna be fine. So, are you planning on dermaplaning? Are you already dermaplaning? What is the method that you've chosen that works for you? Tell me in the comment box below. Also, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and if you really like this video, please hit the subscribe button with the little chime next to it. That'll make sure YouTube tells you anytime I upload a video that you might be interested, and I would love you and appreciate you forever if you did that. You can always find me elsewhere at OjoleeXOX, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all of that business. And I'll see you next time. Mwah!